Good evening. Welcome to a slightly different video today from Hartfield Railway. So today I got into work about 11 o'clock this morning. Bear in mind it's just on 10 o'clock at night here. Well, at the time of filming, this will be uploaded a little bit later. To find that York Station, where I work, was had loads of music going on. I'm like, what's this about? So it turns out today, 29th of April, is the 80th anniversary of the York Blitz. And I apologise if I completely mess up this pronunciation, Baedeker Blitz. However you say that. I'm not German, so I don't know how that is pronounced properly. Which happened on the 29th of April, 1942. Did some research into this just to find out what was going on, and I thought that I'd do just a quick little video just to tell you about what happened, how it affected York, and some of the events around it, because it turns out it was actually quite a significant event, especially for York Station and the LNER back in them times. So what happened is basically, after the bombing of Lubeck in March 1942 by the Royal Air Force, the Germans responded by targeting cathedral city towns, is what they called them. They bombed York, they bombed Bath, Norwich, Canterbury and Exeter. Quite a substantial amount of targets. All in all, they killed 1,637 people, with over 1,760 injured. Not in York, across the entire spectrum. And over 50,000 homes were damaged or destroyed. However, they were targeting civilian targets, and they were targeting for the cultural and strategic infrastructure value of those targets. That's why York was chosen. York was very much the heart of the London North Eastern Railway at the time. Big carriage works, big station, middle of the East Coast Main Line, ideal target. So the Luftwaffe appeared and started bombing at 03:25 in the morning up until 4:17 in the morning, when the all clear was finally given. In York alone, 109 people were killed, 200 injured, and 9,000 buildings were damaged in the raid, including York's historical Guildhall, which is now had to be rebuilt, and lots of York's historical churches. They also damaged the station quite substantially. So I'm going to be using some photos in this video, just showing you how much York Station was damaged, which is quite scary because some of the areas at York Station I can still make out today. They also aimed for the engine sheds on Lehman Road, where the traction maintenance depots were, and they hit Rowntree's factory, which is now the Nestle factory in York, but back then it was Rowntree's, who lost over 400 tonnes of imported cocoa powder. Bear in mind that Rowntree's at the time was providing chocolate rations to those on the front line as well, which was quite a big devastating effect of what happened. Some of the events that happened during this raid, though, are quite remarkable and quite heroic when you look back on some of the actions that the people did back then. And it amazes me some of the heroics and the bravery that some of those people in that station showed in the middle of the night. So apparently the 22:15 London to Edinburgh service was running about 29 minutes late. It arrived into York just as the sirens began, unfortunately, onto platform 9, which today would be, I think it's platform 5. It would have been platform 5 today with the station's current layout, and she had 20 coaches. At first, when the sirens began, they tried to evacuate the train. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful because people were like, we don't want to leave our stuff behind. All our belongings are on this train. And a lot of people were travelling overnight to Edinburgh. However, when incendiary bombs fell through the roof of York Station and set 4 of the carriages on fire, they had to evacuate the train. The remarkable thing is that, no, sorry, not 4, 6. I have some notes in front of me of all the facts. 6 coaches caught on fire on this train. To save the rest of the train, bear in mind there's 20 coaches, The shunters at York Station uncoupled those six and pulled the rest away. in the middle of an air raid with bombs dropping around them to try and save as much property value as possible. Now, you've got to imagine that these coaches are on fire. They've just been bombed. So they're going to be up and they're going to be made of teak wood, because, or whatever wood they made them out of, it probably would have been teak, would be in LNER, which means that they would have gone up, well, like a house on fire, or, so it would have been quite a substantial blaze. To get down on the tracks, uncouple them and get them away to save more lives and to save the rest of the train is quite remarkable, especially in the middle of the night. However, there's much more to that story than just the people uncoupling carriages. Overall, apparently, according to my research, they did 376,000 roughly pounds worth of damage. If you take into consideration the inflation in today's money, you're talking around about 20.2 million pounds worth of damage across the entire of the city of York. It wasn't just the station hit. Lehman Road was hit. They went for other targets as well. They hit several places in the town centre, such as shops. Coney Street was hit as well, which is one of the main shopping streets in York. So they hit quite a few places, but they do believe that the strategic target was York Railway Station, because if they could cripple the East Coast Main Line, they could stop supplies getting to London, and they could stop supplies getting from the north of the country down to the ports and over into Europe and wherever. So one of the most remarkable stories that I found was of a gentleman called William Milner. Now, William Milner was a foreman at York Station, and he was on the night shift that night. He was born in 1900. He was 42 years of age. He was also the on-duty first aider for the station, part of the First Aid Society for the LNER. His story happened in the middle of the air raid. This gentleman ran into a building which was on fire, and he did it for a reason. He ran in to get out of that building medical supplies. He did that to try and help those who had already been injured. He did that to save his comrades. Unfortunately for Mr. Milner, he actually didn't make it out alive. Bless him. His wife, Mabel, after being at home with their 13-year-old daughter at the time, had survived the air raid on York. His shift had meant to end at 0600, 6 o'clock in the morning, and he never came home. So she went to York Railway Station to look for him. And from the accounts that I've read online, she got to the station, she couldn't find him. When she was on the station, someone literally was trying to find him with her, and then someone came up to her and pointed to a big pile of rubble and said, "I'm very sorry, but he's under there somewhere." And unfortunately, he was. But what is really commendable is that even though he had passed away under all that rubble, he was still holding those medical supplies that he'd retrieved in hopes of getting out to try and save the people that were already hurt and injured. Because of his remarkable bravery and his own self-sacrifice, he was awarded the King's Commendation for Gallantry by King George VI. And there is a memorial plaque at York Railway Station, which does detail him and shows all about. And as someone who is based at York Depot, as a railwayman, I can honestly, the best word for me to say is I don't think I could have done that in that situation. And he basically, he is a hero for what he did. He didn't make it out alive, but he was willing to risk his own life to save others, and that's commendable on all actions and on all counts. In recent years, however, there has been another person who was named in the Blitz on York Station who unfortunately passed away, and that was Robert Smith. Robert Smith was apparently a volunteer policeman at York Station during that night, during the raids. And he was trying to help evacuate people from the station when unfortunately he was also killed during the raids on the station. So those are the 2 civilians that were killed at York Railway Station. And as you can see from the photos that I've already put up, the devastation is quite substantial. So going back to today, let's get away from a bit of the sadness, because although I think we have to remember these people for what they did, and it's important that we remember them, I do want to talk about what happened today. So today at York Station, there was a bit of like a memorial kind of remembrance kind of thing going on. Mayor there, all that lot. I'll show you some footage in a minute, where they actually unveiled a plaque for the first time for Mr. Robert Smith as well, which we'll put up shortly. Also, the LNR 91 91111 was there, present at the event, sat in platform 1. That train is very special because it's called For the Fallen, and it's for the fallen troops, it's for the fallen civilians of World War II and World War I. So that was there to honour them as well. So we got to see people do speeches and that. I only got a bit of footage. I was on my way to my train to take it out. However, I just wanted to tell you about what was going on because it's quite a difficult subject to talk about. Being based at York Station is amazing, don't get me wrong, I love working on the railway. Hearing stories like this and then finding out that not many people know about this is kind of heartbreaking. Because these 2 people in the end gave their lives for others in a situation which I cannot possibly ever imagine. Especially going through something like that. I mean, these 2 gentlemen were true railwaymen, and I think that they deserve to be known and honoured. That's why I'm sharing you this information today. On another note, unfortunately, the only A4 class locomotive, the Sir Ralph Wedgwood, was also destroyed, which is number 4469. Unfortunately, that was the only A4 that was ever lost to enemy action in World War II. So that was a bit of a bad thing. But I think it's more of the human side, which is the substantial thing I want to focus on. So I'm going to show you some footage of this remarkable lady. She was up on the stage singing World War II songs. The clip I got is only about a minute long. It's her singing We'll Meet Again by Dame Vera Lynn, who unfortunately passed away last year, bless her. And I'm going to show you the photo of the Class 91, what I got today. So I'll put that on for you now and enjoy the little bit of a sing-along. So I hope you enjoyed that. To end on a more of a positive note, poured in today, earlier on, about an hour ago now, at the time of filming, fresh from Liverpool with my wonderful train, and there was a beautiful Class 47 on platform 10. So I got some footage of that leaving the station. So I'm going to end on a positive note. I'm going to let you watch this footage of this Class 47 pulling the Northern Bell, I think it was, out of York Station. And just want to say thank you for watching. I understand it's been a difficult video, a difficult topic, But as long as these guys are remembered, and the fact that this day was known as the darkest day in York's history, or at least modern history, should I say, as long as they're remembered and thought of, that's all that really matters, because they are true heroes and they deserve to be recognised. But thanks for watching. Remember to hit like, subscribe, all that palaver, and I will see you very shortly. See you later, guys.